See, 30 bucks. Wait, Glenda? Glenda's in, right? Glenda? Talk to him, get right to Glenda. Like we're sharing. Sa gusta ni Val.
Oh.
Oh, what's the long thing that's really stinky? Take a seat. Karen, honey.
Welcome.
Oh, you got it for me. Thanks, Ed.
Yep.
She is the cultural ambassador of Waimea Valley. And she knows everything about Hawaiian culture and religion. And she's our resource, if I may. And she's here to share with you her knowledge and wisdom. So, and it's kind of a extemporaneous, like we just popped in.
And she stopped everything.
Yeah, and her heart is full of aloha, and so she wanted to share.
Welcome to all of you.
Thank
you. And if it's okay, I would like to do a welcome tradition, which is a chant to welcome all of you to Waimea. And in this chant, we acknowledge all of what Creator has provided for us in nature, and we also ask for protection for all of you, and that you learn a little something about this place that you're about to visit. And that means Uncle Manny's going to drive his car while I do my own. Uh-oh. He's one of our artisans, so he does exceptional work with endemic Hawaiian hardwood, and he's known for making traditional warrior weapons.
You have to be careful. The ali'inui is coming through.
You
know what that means, right?
Ali'inui is?
You know, she'll tell you who the ali'inui is.
Okay.
The king. The king.
That's me.
And that's why he's laughing.
Long live the king.
Long live the king.
Yeah. Shall we move aside?
So I'll wait for you over there?
Yeah.
He speaks good pidgin too.
Oh, fluent.
Yeah. These days, very few people speak good pidgin.
Which is
So,
an accepted dialect called Hawaiian Creole.
yes.
Creole Hawaiian, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you can gather right here and everybody face the valley, and I will face you. I know people are coming in, that's okay.
Right.
I saw one.
E ke kua na o makua na kupuna na kua e na mauna ki e ana lokali e ka wailele o mai he a ka Hawaii na vai e na pohaku na lao na holo holo na e no mako na pulo pulo ke au nei na po e kia I o Waimea e kono mai, e komo mai, e kipa mai loko, e ke aloha e. says the valley welcomes you.
Mahalo.
I think Mom, yeah.
Next time, 500.
What? Okay, well, welcome to Waimea. This is a very culturally significant valley. At one point in our history, there were 4 places on the island of Oahu that were set aside for the kahuna nui and high priest. Waimea is one. Pupukea right over this ridge is another. And on the windward side is Hakipu'u, which is on one side of Kualoa, and the other is Waiahole, which is near Kualoa. It's not, we think it's because of the access to water, which is a life force, and that's why these places were chosen. The kahuna nui or high priest was the most trusted advisor to the king or the queen. So they usually, the king or the queen didn't make a major decision without consulting with the high priest. The last high priest who resided here his name was Heva Heva, and he was Kamehameha the Great, if you ever heard of him. So he was the king that united all of the islands under one rule. No one had ever done that before. And it is said it wasn't so much of a power move as it was, he knew that foreigners would continue to come and that it would be better united under one, that we stand together rather than separate. That it would make us a stronger people because they're coming. And that has remained true because they did come. And everything changed from then. So this land stayed in Heva Heva's family for about 100 years. Before him, there was another kahuna nui, Ka'opulupulu, who was the last Oahu line of high priest. He died in the late 1700s. So we're gonna visit a place called Kauhale, which means cluster of structures, and it's actually a homestead. So it's what Hawaiians would call their home. And you'll see, we live in homes now where under one roof we have rooms dedicated for different functions. In the Hawaiian family, each of those rooms was a separate dwelling place. This would have been a place for someone of high rank. For commoners, all they needed, everything was done usually under simple lean-tos. So you'll see once we get up there. It left his family, it left Heva Heva's family in the latter 1800s. All 1,875 acres went on the auction block. And it was on the auction block several times. It was bought by a corporation. They leased it to cattle ranchers. So the lower reaches of the valley was a cattle ranch at one time. And we know how destructive ranching can be to land. It recovered from that. And in the late 60s, early 70s, the family was actually able to purchase the whole valley for $355,000. They were the first ones that created a visitor destination, put in all the infrastructure and the roads that you see, created the botanical gardens that you see, and they fell on some hard times financially. So another private landowner came in. He was an investor from New York, and he wanted to create more of an eco Disneyland feel, which is not in line with a place like this. So long story short, the community came out in force and said, no, you need to preserve this place as it is. He also got into some financial difficulty and filed for bankruptcy. That allowed the mayor to come in and condemn all and cease all operations. And 5 entities came together, pooled their monies together, and bought the valley outright to preserve it. It now sits under a conservation lease, and it is protected in perpetuity from any further development. So it also sits on a conservation easement, so in compliance with conservation laws to protect. protect this place. So our mission is to protect the natural, cultural, and botanical wonders of this place and resources and natural resources in perpetuity through stewardship and education. So here we are. Here we are. So we have a little over 5,000 different plants from all over the world. They're all divided by genus and also by geographic location. So we have a lot of signs that you can see where they're from. One thing when you're looking at the botanical signs is to make note of the color. Anything you see that's labeled red, that means it's rare and or endangered. So the majority of the Hawaiian plants are rare and or endangered. If they're green, they're not endangered, and they're probably found in other places in the world. And if you see a blue sign, that gives you additional information, be it scientific or cultural. Our stream is running. We've had a lot of water, so that is the blessing. When the water continues to run, that is like the valley breathing. So we're very, very grateful for that, because we know it's not about us. It's about all those that came before us and who's coming after us. What are we leaving for them? So, and we're not a high humidity state, so we're melting right now. We always have our trade winds, and the climate is changing. Our weather patterns are changing. We're experiencing part of winter now. For the last month, it's been cold and it's been rainy, and in the last couple of days, it's just been sunny. So it's even some of the plants are getting used to that. We have fruits that are fruiting off season, flowers that are blooming at the different times of the year. So, and I'm blocking the way. I think. Okay. So anyway, we should start going. So I do have a part for those who cannot walk. Maybe put their feet up.
Yeah, it's very similar to chat.
She's going to sit in front. Yeah.
Okay, good.